Are we live? Looks like we are live. Yes. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another quick little hot take from the BrewLab. Continuing on last night's video, which I promised I would continue to do this, and I apologize for my energy levels last night. I was just dying. I needed some sleep, and I had to cut the video short. So this is kind of the second take, part two, slight adjustment, modification on last night's deck, in preparation for all the new equipment-based stuff that's coming in Dungeons and Dragons set in less than 2 days now. I will be then making a deck that is, this one, and there's cards that I have in here that I consider to be placeholders that will have other cards, they're just there in the place of the D&D cards that I will be putting in instead of them. But basically what I changed up from yesterday's deck is this, the numbers of the equipments. There's more of them and there's more ones ofs. Because anyway, we have so many ways of looking for them. Forging the Tyrite sword is one way. Nahiri's -2 is another one. So it's okay to have one of these, and the only one I have two of in case they, have artifact removal, and I really want to make sure to keep at least one always available at somewhere in the deck is Maul of the Skyclaves, because it's that good as the evasive double strike with Halvar. Then I removed Toralf because it required non-combat damage. I didn't read the card properly, so it's totally not that great in this deck. So instead of running 4 of each, or 3 of each, I think it was Halvar and Toralf, I went up a copy of Nahiri, put in an Embercleave, why not, added more Doomskars and stuff for the aggro decks. So I've divided the deck into these pillars, even though it's definitely not following mana values. This is all the equipments that we have. One Kitesail set, if we don't have the Maul, this only costs 1, and it has the auto equip thing like Maul, and it just gives flying. But that's pretty good. If you need it, you don't have Maul, and or they've gotten rid of it, it's a way of getting flying in with the last chapter of Forging of the Tyrite Sword, and being able to still cast the thing really cheap. Even off of the treasure that these are created beforehand, and give your creature flying with, give Akiri flying, and then you have Halvar in the field, and it's double strike and game over. So one Cliffhaven Kitesail, one Shadowspear, which we didn't have last night, needed some life gain, so definitely a good one to have. Also gets rid of creatures with indestructible, which is very important right now. You can activate that even when they're not, it's not equipped to anything, it's just sitting there on your battlefield. You can activate this ability, and the creatures lose hexproof and indestructible. So it's really good for removal in a lot of ways, especially because our Soul Sear also makes them lose indestructible, but not hexproof. And that means we might be able to get through with some damage with even something as small as Rip Apart that we wouldn't have been able to beforehand, as well as the other way we have of doing damage is Nahiri's -3. So she deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of equipments you control. So if you start to have quite a few of these lying around, you can do quite a bit of damage because it's twice as much as that. Even with 3, you're doing 6. That's why I upped the equipment count. And the rest is pretty much the same. So this is the removal section: 4 Ripper Parts, 4 Soul Sears, 4 Doomskars. This will probably be replaced by the 2-drop class that does the same thing, except that might be like a 3 and 3 or 2 and 2 split in the new deck, because still being able to search for Halvar or any equipment and making treasures is pretty good, rather than having the class. But we also want the class in here, so we'll see how that new deck works out in the end, but keep your eyes peeled. Then card draw, of course, Showdown of the Skalds, so I just put all the sagas in one little column here, and then the creatures, the only creatures that we have other than, and this is important because you're like, frick, you should probably be running more creatures in this deck. No, we've got these little guys, and that's going to be our, protection from sweepers and stuff like that. If they get rid of Halvar and Akiri, if they can somehow get through your unattach and protect with indestructible thing with Akiri, or other stuff like that, then you can still just keep making 1/1s and attaching these equipments to it every time. So yeah, those are the creatures. It's the core warrior tokens and these 8 cards over here. 2 lovely gentlemen, Akiri and Halvar, which also doubles as an equipment, of course. Alright, so that's the new version, Mega version 2. We're just continuing to do some unranked play because I am doing really good. I'm in Diamond, very close to Mythic, and I don't want to ruin my chances of getting in there quickly before the new set drops by playing, you know, janky decks that aren't complete on the play queue. Spinacchiotto, my Italian fellow by the sound of it. Okay, it's a bit of a weird one, but whatever, it's unranked. We're just testing. I really like this thing of, you know, not needing to run more than 2 odds of an equipment in the deck, because you can just tutor them up in so many ways. There's also that land that acts as a tutor. It was from Zendikar Rising. It's a white and red land that you sacrifice it and search for an artifact equipment. Running out of juice. Wait for him to build up a nice bigger board before we use the sweeper. This deck is running rampant all over the ladder right now. It's good anti-aggro. And then it just falls apart when you play a control deck against it. My, you know, chapeau to CGB for always, and I mean, he's a veteran. He really knows what he's talking about, especially with best of one, especially with the meta. He's really on it. You know, I take my hat off to the guy. He's a beast. And, you know, he rushes into Mythic with something like a aggro deck, which he did, mono white, and then once you're in Mythic, you turn around and there's all these aggro players trying to get to Mythic quick as well, and you just suddenly in the first week or so switch to a control deck and you just shred these guys. Vigilance and +2/+0. So we can either just do the Nahiri thing, or we can get rid of this guy. We'll just get rid of you. So yeah, on that note, I started playing my Witherbloom control deck, and I found it's been pretty damn good. I'm streaming this. Okay, what's up?
The solution lies in stone.
Bam.
We will survive this crisis.
Now let's see what they got. Show me what you got. Witherbloom control right now is great. I like shred mono red, I shred mono white. I have so many answers to cycling and all these like more faster decks, and I come across less Sultai Ultimatum than usual. There's a load of that in best of 3, but yeah, there's a lot of aggro now still in Diamond, and like a good control deck just shreds them to pieces. Well, the double swing onto the Nahiri. So this guy is probably not that experienced.
I'm trying to work here.
Or he's just very methodical. Come on. Aha!
I welcome new allies.
Heard my son waking up. Which might means our stream will be rudely interrupted by a squealing toddler. But that's okay. We can have him sit here on the laps of Papa. With Papa. No. Oh well, I'll have to cut it short, it looks like.
Kick rocks. We will protect my home.
Do it the other way around so I can protect it by removing it. If they go for the removal again. They go the other way. Should have kept the sword. Oh god. Bring him in.
You challenge my will?
I had a feeling.
The core empire will rise again.
Alright. We're gonna have to call this one a day. But I will continue later once I get some food in his mouth. Decline. Vincent! Oh, he's just lying on the floor there. Excuse the loud squeal into the headset.
Quest rages on.
Whew. Okay. Now. We can get through this. I hope. If we can survive this turn. Okay. We do give him this. He cannot really attack in with what he's got. Unless he's got removal for me. Which is quite likely. Okay. Interesting. There's a card almost exactly like this in the new set, but it has Ward and is a 4/4. Okay, watch this. Bam. Skablam. Pretty cool. Little interaction there. You know, this is why we need the equip cost to be down. So next turn we just re-equip all this stuff for free with Torber guy down. And you know, one of those Assassin's class with it leveled up once. Assassin's class? I think it was. Yeah, we've got some foretelling happening. All right, sorry guys. I would love to play more. That was fun. Poor guy was a bronze player. He's trying his best, I'm afraid. I'm gonna have to come back at you a little later. This went shorter than I hoped, but yeah, duty calls. Family needs me. I shall be back later.